Welcome, everybody. This is Mr. Storm, and right now I'm going to show you what your website should look like when you're finished with the images and links assignment. Obviously, your stuff is going to be different from mine because it's going to be your favorite websites and your favorite movies, but it should generally look about the same. So, in the My Favorite Websites section, we've replaced all of the items in our unordered list with actual links to those web pages themselves. So for example, if I click Snopes, the Snopes link, it'll take me to Snopes.com. Um, and it opens it in a different tab, which is what I want, right? That's what I'm looking for, is for it to open in a completely different tab. And you want that to work for all of your websites, you know. So if I click the link, it should take me to the website um, in a different tab, right? The next thing we wanted to do is we want to make sure that all of our items in our ordered list, our favorite movies, instead of having text there, we're replacing them with the image for the movie poster itself. So this is Star Wars and Iron Man and Ready Player One and Dawn of the Dead and Guardians of the Galaxy. Those are all movie posters now. So we're using image elements in place of the text. And those images, by the way, I got those from IMDb, and I made sure I included an alt attribute on each of these that is, the alt attribute just basically says the title of the movie. And I also resized each image so that it looks good on my screen because these images are really huge. You definitely don't want your images to take up too much space. So I found a pretty good size. I figured, a height of 400 and a width of 250 looks just about right for movie posters. You can probably play around with it and make it look different if you want. But so that's my images. And I also have these images set up so that they're links to the IMDb page for that movie itself. So when I click it, it should take me right to the IMDb page for that movie. And again, that opens in a separate tab as well. So, Iron Man, take me to Iron Man and whatnot. Okay. Now, one thing about images, if you want to save your images onto your hard drive and use references to the actual image itself, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. You can use web images, meaning you can find, let's say Guardians of the Galaxy. I go to the IMDb page and I go, okay, there's the movie poster. I'm going to click that and it opens this up. I'm going to right click and copy the image address and pop that in for the image. That's what I did. You can do that, or you can also save that image onto your hard drive and you can put them in an images folder right next to your index.html. But then when you turn in your assignment, you want to make sure that you get both of these together, that you turn both of these in together. Now, the best way to do that is to select both of these, right? Your images folder and your index.html. Select them both, right click, and go to send to compressed zipped folder, right? We're going to zip these two files together. And, you could just keep it index.zip, right? And then this folder right here can then be turned in on Canvas and I can open it up and see your images and everything else, right? Because this folder basically just has those two items in it. Um, that's the best way to turn in your project if you have an images folder, if you're using actual pictures, which is probably the best way to do it, honestly, because you will lose points if I open up your web page and your images don't open up. If your images don't display for some reason, that's considered an error on your web page and you will lose points for that. So if you really want to be absolutely sure that your images will display, it's best if you control the images, if you save them from the internet and you put them in a folder and turn in your assignment that way. But again, it's up to you. If you want to run the risk, if you want to gamble with, the images not possibly not pulling up, then you can do that as well. It's just completely up to you however you want to do it. Um, but once you're done, turn in this project and then move on, go on to next week where we're going to learn some really cool stuff. We're going to learn tables and forms and we're just adding new skills. Every week we're building new skills, and by the end of this you'll have a full website with a bunch of cool stuff in it, and and when we move into next term, we're going to learn how to modify this website so that it actually looks good, right? Because it's getting there, but it's still kind of trashy looking. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Let you get cracking on this assignment. Please let me know if you have any questions or if you can't figure out what's going on. If you have an issue that you're trying to troubleshoot and it's just not making sense to you, call me over. I'll come give you a hand. But until then, I will see you next time. Thanks for paying attention.